Hi. I decided since I'm in cosplay for my makeup, I might as well explain what is going on today. We're going to start where we failed, starting on the chest area of the Chomp. So I had this pattern that I made a long time ago, so I don't have to really measure. Hopefully, the rest of the scrap will be enough. I had some Morbula, and I wanted to start a Mario thing. The thing with Mario is the characters is very plain. They have basic um characteristics, basic. They don't really have a backstory. Like that can't be, can it? It is okay. I just need this as a guide, so it obviously will close this way. So let me get my marker. Uh-oh, I put them all away. Like I feel like it should tilt with like that. Same thing here. I mean, I think the width is what matters than anything else. And it looks like I have just enough to do two. And remember, I have to make the teeth, so I have enough scrap for the teeth. And I think this is my... Is this my left or right boob? Mario characters are easy enough that you could put your own story on them if you want to. Like, yeah, Mario saved a princess sometimes and has a brother, and there's the Wario brothers as well. Wario was bullied by Mario, while Luigi used to date Daisy back then. I want to make the whole crew, and not Peach and Mario and Luigi, we know them. But remember that picture of Wa Peach? Wa Peach is a kid, basically. But it's like the whole opposite of Peach. But we already have that as Daisy, because when you put Daisy upside down, it's basically a P and a D, Peach and D. But I don't think Daisy is the opposite of Peach. I feel like Daisy is her own thing. Like Peach is like demure, I guess, and Daisy is like tomboy. But I wanted like a goth, and that's why I'm on this journey. Peach, I feel like, is a weapons manufacturer. She create the billet bills. She create the bomb arms. She create all the weapons that she sells to Bowser. I mean, where else is Bowser going to spend his money? Is he just going to hoard it? I know he's a dragon turtle. So I created this story. I adultified her because I don't want her to be young. It starts with Shy Guy, which I already created, and Chomp, which is Chain Chomp. You can't waste my time and you can't waste my materials. The slits is kind of working. I like it. No, I think it's like this. Yes. That's looking good. Let me try on this side so I can get the slits on top so I know how it forms around the boob. I feel like she breeds chompers, and maybe one of her chompers became a little bit more not Peach's crown, but magic. I feel like she gives life to weapons, like the bomb arm and Bullet Bill. Like it has a face and teeth, doesn't it? I feel like she does that with a magic hammer. I already made the magic hammer. Like Peach has an umbrella and a frying pan. An umbrella to, I guess, hi, I would like you to meet my boy Choco Cat. I love him. Shy, I call her Shy. She's basically the main ones that rules all the shy guys. And I feel like Daisy makes the fire flowers.
On the back end, if you're not doing something to strengthen them, they're going to get weak, and over time, shoulders start bothering you, and there's a good chance you could injure yourself.
We're in Skyfire all day long. We have been getting reports of the traffic people calling in of multiple flat tires southbound on the drive before Belmont.
So I'm going to be using this as a buffer so this doesn't stick onto, this is not great. Get it better. I have it backwards. This is the sticky side. Damn it. Do I stick it on? I think it's not. I'm too lazy to fully. Oh, whatever. trying to cool it off with my... I'm not liking that. Like, I don't want it to be that. Anyway, I started out with a fail. I didn't know how to make the breast. Like, if you look at past cosplay tutorials, you make it out of foam, but it's never perfect. And even with a pattern, I do have a pattern, but it's a sewn pattern, so I used that on Warbler. This is not going well. Why is it... Why did this have to happen? And it started off nice and fine, but I mean, it's covered in gems and stuff, but doing it. And why you look like that? Turn over. I might do this over. Let's put it on this and then bend it. Right. Actually, just give me another one. I'll just use something to smooth this out. I even tried to add some foam to give it some structure. That didn't go well either. Very disappointing. I even drew the eyes on the foam thinking it was gonna come out all right. I honestly don't know what went wrong. And I wasted a lot of Warbler. And Warbler is very expensive. I don't want to spend $78 on a roll of Warbler just to make my boobs. But then I was like, wait a minute. I know how to model 3D prints. That one also failed. So I'm thinking of 3D printing it. I know how to measure. I know how to size. I just have to like test it a bit with some scraps of 3D filaments and mount on my bosoms. And I got it on the first try. Okay, I had to put a pants on for this. Wait, I think this is wrong. No, they fit perfectly. They fit perfectly. Like one of the tooth is biting into me, but that's easy to bend. They fit perfectly. Now I could switch them because this one, it curves like a perfect circle, right? With this, it follows the contour of my boobie. I took a bunch of pictures and used that and measured it, and it actually worked. Now, it could have been more rounder, but I feel like that would have been a little bit too round, too creepy. So I kind of gave it a little bit of like a octagon. What am I doing here? This is the best bra I ever had. Maybe here is the problem, but I had to put a chain. It's like a corset, but for the boobs, but it's not pressuring. And that's the best thing about it. Like, as long as I get the width, it's fine. Because when you wear a corset, it's like a flat piece of board on top of your breast and it pushes your breast up. So even if I get the depth wrong, the deepness of it wrong, it will still fit. It will just be corset-like. Maybe. I don't know. Like, wouldn't it spread and need more room? Nope, feels good. All right. Doing the boobies, and I'm using neoprene. You need something that has a heavy structure already. You can't use a loosey-goosey jersey tee. You have to use something that could hold itself up a little bit, and I think this is called neoprene. It's like the swims, the where you go underwater with that fabric. I think it's called neoprene. I could be wrong. The base of the Chomp bra, the edges is very, very knackered. So I'm going to put a fancy stitch. Would you please? I'm going to put a fancy, one of these edge stitches or something like that, along this edge before it hits the bra, and then here. Not the bottom because I don't know how high it's going to be, and I'm thinking of pulling it on like a t-shirt so it's nice and tight. Here are the straps. I'm going to do the same thing for the straps. I'm going to sew that onto the longer piece and give it a nice edging. So maybe brown, you know, because brown is neutral. It matches my skin, whatever. There's the chomps there. Waiting. I'm going to glue some fabric into that to sew onto these cups. But first I have to finish this before I sew it onto any cups, because you can't sew it with a big piece of plastic hanging off of it. So I'm doing this beforehand. It's stretchy. It's comfortable. It feels like cotton on the skin in a way. And I feel like if you sweat, you won't see through it. I think it's a little bit breathable, which is kind of weird to say for something that survives underwater. A wetsuit. And I think I'm gonna buy all the colors of it because this was an actual test. Like I was gonna use this for like structure for like boots covers where you use for cosplay to cover over your boots. To hold up a little bit and then stiffen that up a little bit. But this is gonna be my favorite fabric for bras. The thread I'm using is very cheap thread that you get in a pack of like 25. I've been buying that since I started sewing, and I just starting to get to embroidering, beading embroidery for my other cosplay, which is Fizzrolly. Hell of a boss. I almost said has been. Hold on. Hell of a boss. And I was like, I'm tired of my thread breaking every 2 seconds, and it like frays and it stops every 2 seconds and it skips. And then when it changed to embroidery thread, whole life changed.
Oh, oops. That's Eddie's puke room. I didn't do it.
I spray painted with black. I mean, it's going to be covered in studs. You don't have to make it smooth, do you?
2 months after the crash. Hey, there's Anya. She's Anya Wright.
Shut up.
Jimmy, anyone else?
I don't like using the toxic E6000. I already had kidney problems as a child and I don't want it back, and I feel like that's gonna give it back to me, or at least bother with my lungs. I'm trying to stay away from too many fumes, and since I resin print, I have the material like the respirator and the gloves and you know all that stuff, and I have a basement and I kind of ruined it.
The only thing worse than dying slowly is not getting paid. Pony Express friends go. Papa Polly's Delights. Would you like some water or maybe some fruit? In a pie?
The Pony Express don't have space for any people. It's going to invest it and change its ships.
Man, my mom will straight up stuff me when I get back. I'll look like Swansea. We'll have a rad story to tell, though. Fatal stuff, man. We should leave that part out for the press. Yeah, you know, should definitely not tell them. Look, a foamless environment. Now, if I play our game, more importantly, who's what color? Water, gelatin, sweetener, and tonic. Hey, what's wrong? That's all it said on the report.
Now, I call it studs. It's rhinestoning. It's stoning. Let's call it stoning. I hope I remember that. So how long did the stoning take? Well, each section that you see, that costs 30 minutes. So it's 30 minutes by the eye, 30 minutes by the other side if you flip it. So that's an hour, and 2 hours. So 4 hours and 30 minutes. Had to include the teeth. That's only for the rhinestoning. So I spent 2 hours just doing this, and now I'm wondering if I have to spend way more money because I thought 2,500 was a lot. I should have got 6. I think 4 was the biggest, but I was afraid of. I'm not doing 4 anymore if it's this big. I think this is 6. No, that's the same. No. Yes. I think these beads are 6. It's not the hours, it's the amount, because look at all that mileage. And I have a second one. So, and there's no way I could go back. I'm like, maybe I could just go and order 6 and no one will notice. No, it will be noticed. Unless I do a design from the eyes from here to here. That's 6 and the rest could be, this could be 4 and the rest could be 6. Like, dead ass, I could do that. Do the teeth and then I can eat my sunflower seeds. That amount took 21 minutes. That amount took 30 minutes. So it's 30 minutes each section. So 30, 30. So that's like 2 hours for that. I need those 3-in-1 things where people do those arts, those gem arts, and just have it and it will go bloop, 3 at a time or 5 at a time. That would be so handy right now. Just do the outline and then 5 at a time. That would be great right now. Alright, here we go. We're back to the bullets. The bullet bills. Here's one. Here's the other. This is gonna be, remember the chokers? It's been a while. They've been hanging out. I put blue to make it look more silver. I don't know if that worked, but I'm going to use black from now on. Like, that doesn't really ruin them. This is the only one with, like... It's time to put the white. I'm going to paint that, and then the red on the inside. And black on the inside there. I think I should do the black and red first. And then the white. Because to get into there... Because white is here and here. Oops. White is here and here. Black is in there, and red is out here. So I think I'm going to do the black and red. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to need a tiny brush, maybe? I was thinking acrylic pens. The point in this, well, this one doesn't work too much. I used it out. But I think acrylic doesn't bleed as much. So, let's see. It's looking pink, man. There's still glitter in there. Oh, it's in there. Da-da, ba-da. I really need a bigger desk, honestly. I don't want to drink my soda water, replacing it with acrylics. Oh yeah. This annoying Pomeranian, why is she moving so much? Ah, fuck. This is better. I kind of lost the footage of the bullets. I do have the 3D image of it. I did it in resin because I don't have the patience to frickin' sand that to be smooth as hell. I knew it was going to be. So how did I model this? First, I made the bullet and then I put slots in it because I know kind of like how studs and stuff work on chokers. You kind of slide it on. You know the names, the name tag ones we have like put in or your name on top of it. The name necklaces, chokers. Um, I kind of modeled it off for that, and then I put holes in the back. Drill them, poisonous because it's dust from resin. You don't want to breathe that in. And then I glued it first. I didn't glue it. It's tight enough to go through and stay by itself, but I still screwed it in. That was a sentence. Sorry, the mic was over there. Then I sprayed it, airbrush it with some silver. I don't have footage of that because I am not carrying my camera near my spray painting. I am bad at it. It will get flex into its system. I do not want to mess up my camera. I only have one camera. I'm talking to it right now. It's expensive. It's nice. It's my baby. And I will not be carrying that in the spray painting area. I am sorry. I wish I could, but the particles, I do not want. It's like bringing your camera into the beach and you put it in the sand, but worse because it's more like more tiny and could get into the speakers and it could get into the camera. No, thank you. So I airbrushed it with one of those nail airbrushes that you get on Amazon. They work well, but you need two of them because it runs out of battery really fast. And then I lacquered it with clear engine spray paint. It kind of leaves like a nice enamel, whatever. It's nice and shiny. And then I keep enameling it. And then I painted it, the eyes and stuff, which is nice. It's nice and shiny. I made a mistake on trying to mix some color into the enamel. I didn't know what color. Like, I feel like silver had a blue tint to it, but that's just the artist in me. When I draw and color, you add a little blue to it to make it a little bit more interesting. Shouldn't have done that. I learned my lesson. I wish I could electroplate. But you guys, I have so many things in my hobby. I have sewing. I have a lot of foam. So many wigs. So many fabrics. So many threads. I'm rhinestoning now. I 3D print. I have a mega 3D printer that's huge. Resin print. And the spray painting room. Where the hell am I going to put the electroplating? I want to electroplate bad. Even like the cheap silver. I tried silver foil. It's still dull. It doesn't shine the way I want it to shine as like a nice metal. You know? I would have done that to this. The closest I could get is the spray paint. If I could electroplate my chains, it will improve my cosplay into avant-garde. I want it to be avant-garde. If this was avant-garde, I want it to be so like. If this looked like real metal, it would be so fashion. But since it looks fake, it gives costumey. A costume wouldn't be a costume if it had real metals and real crystals. I mean, this is not real crystals. It's just nice and shiny. Nice and shiny is fashion. Cosplay looks like a costume. I don't know if I like it with the white here or with the silver. And I'm thinking of leaning on white. But I do like how the silver catches, so I might do 3 white and 3 silver, honestly. After that, I went to New York Comic Con.
It's time to take Shen picture on that. You take a picture with that behind you. Slow down. He's like, you're gonna.
People that was crossing me.
You're not gonna lose me.
That too. You don't put a half line like that.
We're gonna find out how to get that picture though.
Yeah, that's the thing. We have to make like a. Oh, we're gonna have to get in the middle somehow.
Or here. Okay.
Doing a music video.
Yes, I know, Miss Loser.
The spin, remember?
Oh yes, that shit was. I had it the whole day. Just to let you know.
Once you learn it, you start doing it more.
They're strong though.
All right, she got it. So you know how to spin it, right?
Yay.
Press the button. Press the knob.
Watch.
Why you moving? Why you moving?
I want to learn. Oh wait, hold on. The phone.
I had a blast. Here's another update with the straps. I decided to put on some chains. And here I am. And I'm going to attach it to the back of this. I was going to go all the way around, but I can't imagine how that would feel for someone with bigger chest. It will dig into your shoulders, so I think halfway is fine. I'm going to put these spikes on the bottom of the bra thing. What I did was bought a bunch of spike chain, wallet chain stuff from Shein because they're very cheap than buying actual chain on Amazon. So it's like, which enemy should I buy from? Well, the one, at least I get it cheaper. And also their sizes is always weird. Like, I'm trying to look for a huge chain, and every time I order it, because I don't have that I don't have the capacity in my head to envision what 3 millimeters is to, like, I know the difference between 3 millimeters and 3 centimeters. You just move the decimal. That I figure out, but I can't envision the size in my hand at all. Even with my my measurement stick, I still can't. I'm like, yeah, but maybe it's bigger than I think. Or for big things, I'm like, but maybe it's smaller. And I order something too big or too small. So I got this chain here that I could use some of this other stuff for stuff, but this is going to be on the bottom because, you know, chain chomp. I can't wait till you see that part. This feels like plastic and metal at the same time. I think this is plastic and this is kind of metal. It feels very oh, can I? What is it, nickel? I don't know what it is, but it's not. You hear that? Like there's some kind of metal, but very light and not soft, but just light. Same thing with all the metals. And I'm finding that for like purses too. The metal's different. I don't know. But it's better than buying the other one that I bought from Amazon and it breaks extremely easy. Like it pops. And this one is good enough. Because the one I buy from Amazon, even if it's actually this size, it's for jewelry. It's not for like your bike. I mean your wallet. So I think it's best to buy wallet chains and go around that. I bought a bunch of other ones. I bought some gold ones. This one. And I bought a bunch of that so I could add as embellishment. And this is way more cheaper than buying the roll for some reason, because this was like 98 cents. And it's long. Let me open it for you. How long is it? Oh, let me show you. This also feels very light, which is fine because it's going to be embellishment. But it's long. How do I show you? This way? Still off camera. There we go. Okay, so I was not making the pants because the pants was going to be very plain anyway. It was going to be like a pants, a latex pants, just high waist. So I bought this bodysuit, and then I added it to my own body. I cut off the top, very restraining. I don't like long sleeves, and I wish my shai didn't have long sleeves. But anything that touches here makes me hot. Like I need to cover here because I get really sick. I guess my thyroid. I have thyroid problems. If this touches cold air, I will get a throat infection. Anyway, so the pants, the cat suit, I picked it specifically because it had the lines in them, you know, to just give it a little bit more interesting flair. And I'm just gonna stud it a tiny bit. I'm gonna stone it a tiny bit with black shiny objects that hints silver, which matches the chains, because change is all chomp chomp, because it's chain chomp. Then I made this part. How I did this, I taped up my whole head, not my face, just the head, and then I drew the lines where I wanted. Now I wanted this part flat, so that's why I didn't draw a line in the middle.
The sound actually mimics real frequencies heard from space, but no one's quite sure
And also, I do like how interesting in with different fabrics. But when this was in the middle, it looked like I had a bald spot, so that was a no. Took those, sewed them up, and I needed to know where the eyes fall. Before I started studying like how big it should be. It should be tiny. With the mask, it looks really great. I'm glad I got this size. And to make it more interesting, put some pearls in it and stone it as well. Stone everything. That's gonna be my cosplay. Stoning.
I don't know how this could even ever be possible. How even?
I didn't make this big enough for this, but it will have to do. And see, they're not really conforming because they're huge. So let's try that. Who knows? Maybe it will be too sticky. That's the thing, I don't know. So this is a test to see if it will be too sticky for me. Sound like a fight. As long as there's no gunshots. What am I gonna do if there's gunshots? Nothing. There's a time I used to go under the bed, but I am under the bed right now because I have a loft bed. It's a time that we will get down, but only in the daytime we do that. At nighttime we just remain sleeping. This works extremely well. Usually with my other thing, it sticks like that. Oh, but I don't even have to press hard to pick it up. I could just lightly... Well, this is so much better than the pens. Now, I was kind of suspicious about this because everyone that uses this has like a really sticky paper underneath it. And this is just wet glue, so... I don't want to use too much of it though. The bigger ones was heavier. What the? Oh, something's going on in front. I gotta see. So yeah, someone ran in our backyard running from the police. Damn it. Damn it. This is not... It's really good for bigger ones, but for smaller ones... Oh my gosh, I gotta figure that out. Maybe take some off? I mean, is that enough? No. I like the sticky stuff, but it may be too sticky. But it's starting to kind of feel good when I took off most of it. But I think I need a stickier glue. There's another glue on the mail that I want to try out. And clear glue is usually sticky, so...
To this day. Why do New York bagels come with so much cream cheese?
The chains, I didn't really care about the chains because the way to attach the chains, you will see the slot for it. Oh, here it is. Being dark like this, it's not noticeable as much, which is great. And also, I didn't want it to be heavy, which is why I 3D printed it really nice and light. But it has a lot of dents, a lot of problems, a lot of splatter because my airbrush kind of like got stuck and it started splatting gold, silver, and everything. But it's a better paint job. My bullets, though that one's more shiny, but that one's more smooth. Just couldn't wait. I wanted to finish this on Halloween. Happy Halloween! Today's Halloween. It may not be for you, but it is for me. I finished on Halloween. Yay. So I didn't really care about the chains. If I had time, I would have stoned it as well. That would have made it avant-garde. But I knew that would have took forever, especially how long I wanted it to be. I just no, this is not a competition cosplay either. And if it was a competition cosplay, it would have been huge. Things about cosplay competitions is they want techniques somewhere. Like 3D printing is not a technique for them, at least not anymore. Had a cape, not a dress, like a cape behind my dress, like a half skirt cape, and now to put embroidery along with stoning. They like that. Maybe something inside the cape so it looks like chains hanging from it. You had to add extra to it. Look at the spread. We got a mask. This is gonna be black. This is gonna be the holder for the chains. That's gonna be silver. This thing's gonna be silver. I think I should do all them black first before I put the silver. I could do white too. I don't know. This is going to be black. This is the only one that's going to be white. So all this is going to be primed and then put black on. I hope I have enough primer for all this. It's not moving. Bits. And this one looks like it might do something. I don't even think that's... Well, it gives error when it like... That's a horrible noise. And we turn around like there's no tomorrow. Is it going anywhere? No. Wait, it feels like it's tightening. Does it look shorter to you? It worked. All the way too. Here is the top of the head. And I like mixed mediums, so I switched. I needed a lining or a liner to fill out all this because it's just very ugly to me. I like it smooth and it looks smooth on my head. So I decided to mix the two, which is this with the faux leathers on the side, pleather I guess, and the pleather on top with this on the side. I thought it was gonna be hard to choose. Here's the front, but when you look at this, it looks like it's a bald head in the middle. So I'm guessing this is going to be. This one looks more like a mohawk. So this is gonna be top of Chomp's head. Now for the mask. The mask.
Start scouring. Any paper you find, put in this bag.
I would just like to assure all of you, as the new board president, I will not let Bunny's demise adversely affect the building. I'm in charge now, and a new era begins.
Don't get me started on Nina. If you thought Bunny was a bitch, wait till you get a load of this one.
So I took a closer look at Bunny's will. There's something she wanted you to have.
No, absolutely not.
Hey! Hey!
I know who did it.
I mean, it came out smooth enough, but I had a lot of sanding to do. My ear itch, and I can't get to it. Oh, at least the mask, it's easy. It just needs to be black with white teeth on the top and bottom and white lashes to give it a more interesting look. I also wanted it to light red just to give it some color somewhere. Like, I could have just made it pure black eyes, but my Shy already had pure black eyes, and I wanted some light somewhere. Now, here's what's interesting. After you look through the footage of me painting everything, I added these black things because you see my eyes through it, and that was creepy. For the arms, the puffs. This one's the easiest part of the whole thing. You have a rectangle of fabric. Could be as tall as you want, or it could be as short as you want. Though if it's too short, you wouldn't be able to stick the elastic through. So make enough room for the elastic and some fabric to be in there. So on the top of that rectangle, you sew a nice chamber so your elastic could go through that, and do that on the bottom as well. Then you pull you don't sew the elastic, you pull the elastic through, and then you fold that together, and then you sew that, and you're done. That's it. That's the whole thing. And look at that. Are you kidding me? I'm making this all the time now. How did I attach this to my head? Well, I 3D printed this in 2 pieces. There's a bottom part with a spike through it, and then there's this top part. So I could put the bottom part inside of this thing, inside the cowl, and then I glued it in there with glue gun glue. The best thing about glue gun glue is you could spray it with alcohol and then it disattached. So I in case I put it in the wrong place, like I poked a hole in it. Very scary after I sewed everything together. And then I plopped it on with some more glue gun glue, and it's light enough. It's light. This is light enough to hold everything. Like, I'm afraid to pull, but it works and it stays. It's not uncomfortable. My head doesn't feel like it's falling off. I just feel something on my back, and that's it. Could have been more in the back, but I wanted a high ponytail, kind of be, to be fashion, I wish I could have changed is I wish I made this bigger, but if I made this bigger, this would have been bigger. But I want it to be small enough because on a chain chomp, it's kind of small, right? Or wider, but if I made it wider, it'd be on the edge. So I just had to, because if it was bigger, this could have moved as well to the left and the right, but it's stuck on this side. What the frick? I'm not comfortable with my left hand. I got a whole poncho on. Okay, stretch it. do one of these, I guess. Now here's the scary part. Putting glue on top here and then putting that on top. I don't know how it's gonna fit, so, but I just gotta remember to not go on the edge or it will just squeeze out. And also I want to stretch it so it'll be like stretching my hair. Do I need to stretch it? I don't think I need to stretch it. I have enough room in this. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm not gonna stretch, I'm just gonna hold it taut. Alright, you ready? Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Where's the hole? Oh! That was easy! What the hell? What fell? I don't know if that's enough glue. I don't... Oh! Oh! It's not enough glue. It's not enough glue. Maybe... Oh, frick. Okay. I thought... I have to put glue on the dowel. I didn't know I had to put the glue on the dowel, too. Round two. Don't worry. This is all covered. This is all covered. It's fine. So, on the dowel. And around. And a little bit closer to the edge. Oh, after all that sewing, then I still have to... Where? What the? Oh, okay, there it is. Oh, there's some overflow over here. Let's just... So I'm afraid because I can't feel the heat usually when it cools down. That's when I test it. I mean, it looks like it's holding. Did a whole weight. It scares me. I feel like contact cement would have been better, but I really don't like the fumes. Now, if later I peel it... Okay, it's not really peeling. But if it does, I will use contact cement. But the dowel thing, where'd it go? I was going to put it in the lining, because there is lining. It's separated, and then lining. But I decided to go through 2 layers of fabric for extra strength. There we go. Now to sew the eyes on. I had to make a star. Later on, I'm gonna do a sketch where I put this at the end, because if you remember in Mario 64, was it Mario 64? Sorry, I have to show this. I want to do Rosalina in the future, and my gosh, making a wand out of like a star would go hard in it.
Viewer discretion advised.
I mean, I think I would like decorate a little bit more to be more unique and, you know, me, but this feels nice and hefty. Anyway, I do this to paint it. Where the chain chomp had, actually, I don't even think it was a chain chomp. It was the eel that had this on its tail. But I imagine a chain chomp having this at the end of its tail, because it seems like a story, like a chain chomp that ate a freaking star and it ended up on its chain tail. I mean, I don't think it's a tail. I think it's actually a chain, but we're going to go call that tail. And this is going to be hanging off at the end of it. I also did this too. I think this one took 2 hours. I was watching Luigi's Mansion. It's my favorite thing to watch during Halloween. Luigi's Mansion 1 and 3. I don't like 2 much. I didn't grow up with 2. 1 I did, and 3 I played, and I'm gonna play it again and again, every Halloween and Christmas. But yeah, it's like I could have like painted it and all that, but I wanted it to sparkle, and the best way to sparkle is freaking stoning. Oh, it's so good. It feels so good. It's like a nice cookie. So I have a problem. Since it's the first prototype of a bra, I made a lot of mistakes, like attaching this before sewing this, which means when I add glue, the glue won't get on here, and there is some glue bits on here. You can see the white. And there's a dent, but there's some under there too. So I'm going to add spice. Whoops. Oh, it's okay. It sticks well. It's not heavy, so. I can't find my snap, so I'd love to put a snap here. Boop. The glue parts. And I'm going to add a chain from here to the middle so it looks like they're attached to each other. Puffs on the side, I added 2 chains.
So this volume, obviously gravity is gonna like make it go like this, and that's why I have these pockets that make no sense. I'm like, my lymphatic drainage massage isn't working. No, bitch. And the internet did that for me. This.
Basically, I don't know, 8 people online, and they tell me, you have to go to the corner, and we'll come and get you when we're ready for you. Nope, see you later. Never eat there again. You can keep your chocolate cronut or whatever it is.
So the last thing to do was to sew around here, like decoratively. It has a peak, but I sewed over the peak because it wouldn't stay down. I didn't have any of the iron-on stiffening thing. And I don't know if it would look better. I mean, without the mask, it looks like a penguin. I look like a backyard again. So if I change my mind, I could take out the threads and make it come out again. But I think the roundness is better than the beak. Maybe the beak for later. It's very comfortable, but maybe later. And here I am. Here I am. I'm done. Don't remember when I started. Let's just say 2 months non-stop. I think I could have finished this earlier. It's more of like trial and error. I didn't know what I was going to do, and there was a time I run out of freaking stones, and I had to wait a week, I think. Here I am with the stones. Finally. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm thinking of Kirby. I'm thinking of the piranha plants. I'm thinking of Boo. I'm thinking of like the bones, the skull and bones thing. No, not the skull and bones. The Koopa bones, where it looks like a rib cage. Ooh, yes. What else? I'm thinking Oh, Rosalina, I need to do her. It's gonna be one of those stars. I think it can't be called Luna, can it? I feel like that was one of the names. Nice fat star, but it's not gonna be yellow. It's gonna match the dress, and that's gonna be attached to a cape with a nice fitting dress on. This seems really good. That's good. Let me put the mask on for you. Oh, my itchy ear. Oh, yeah. Hey, ooh, this is comfortable. No fogginess because the bottom. Now, I did have a jaw for this, but the jaw was so big because when you have something molded over your face, it had to be bigger, yeah? It just looked too jawy. Like you just want to do this and so I took that off. The way how I painted this is I put the silver on the edges of it instead of in the middle. And the nose, I made it into a heart because, I don't know, I thought it would have been a cute dog thing. That. I can hardly see you, but I do see the red. That is something. That's great.